T. McClung, Archer Monologues. I just experienced something that, to me, is just weird. I mean, it's happened before, kind of, but it's still weird. I mean, you know. So, I met this guy online, and we were having a conversation and stuff, but we seemed to hit it off, and I kind of liked what he was saying on the internet, like on Facebook or whatever, and what he's posting, and I agree, and we talked, and we actually talked directly, like. Anyway, I thought we were hitting it off. I thought we were doing good. And we had some exchange, maybe like some banter back and forth. He's got his ideas, his opinions, and so on. That's cool, right? And I have mine. But I thought, maybe I'm just delusional. Maybe I'm just, what's the word I'm looking for here? Aside from delusional, maybe I'm just naive, or gullible or something. At any rate, this is on Facebook, and he's cool, I guess. I mean, I think he's cool. I think he's an alright guy. He's got some ideas that could use some work, to be sure, but well, anyway, I said something to him, and on his Facebook, on a post there. I posted something, a comment or two, and he's pretty much, he insults me. I mean, really, I think he insulted me. I'm pretty sure he insulted me a couple of times. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, he says something that, I have an opinion about that. Or better yet, I have an observation that's, like a critical, analytic observation of what he said. That's what I do. I have observations and I express them. But anyway, what it seems to be, to me, it just seems like he's being a bit hypocritical here. And at some point there, he was saying things that basically, I think, are just insulting to me. Now, I'm willing to accept that. If he wants to say things that are insulting to me, free country. Well, he lives in Canada, so I don't know about that. It's not really free in America, so maybe it's not really free in Canada either, I guess. Possible. Anyway, the point is, he said things like, I made a statement and I expressed myself in my own style, which is cool, because, duh, why not? And maybe what it is maybe Canadians are just not familiar with American colloquialisms. Maybe he just doesn't understand what I'm saying based on what? Well, I don't want to say illiteracy, but I don't get it, really. Somebody says something, and then I say something, and then they say something about what I said, and then I say something about what they said. That's just having a conversation, I think, isn't it? So, but the point is, this guy blocked me. Just bingo, you're blocked. I'm gone. I'm out of here. You're just not worth talking to, or something. Honestly, what? Me? You blocked me? I wasn't being nasty, really. I don't think. Maybe he was insulted by something I said. I was certainly insulted by something he said. And there's a certain irony. Irony? Yeah, I think that's the right word. Hypocrisy gets in there too, but I can be affected by hypocrisy. No, I can't. I don't think. But anyway, the point is, he blocked me because I said something that, what I said was, that's sometimes you're condescending, patronizing, marginalizing, and insulting to me. And why are you doing that? I thought we were pals. I know we haven't communicated much. Just recently we discovered each other, so to speak, and then and I thought he was pretty cool. I don't think he's a bad guy, and I don't think he's a fool. Well, I didn't think he was a fool, but I didn't think he was. I'm trying to find the words to describe my feelings here. I've kind of departed from the objective style that I usually have, and I'm just trying to be a human being and state my feelings, and maybe an opinion or two. But it just seems to me that this guy. I should give you some examples so you understand what I'm talking about. I'll try to remember. See, he unfriended me or blocked me or some damn thing, and so I can't get on the places, the post that he put it. What kind of? I'm just a little shook up with this guy. I mean, what the fuck? So basically what it comes down to is, I think, is that he can't handle me saying what I want to say because it's because he doesn't understand what I said? Is that it? Is it because he just doesn't like people pointing out things to him, about him, that... But it's okay for him to point out things about me. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those situations where, oh, hey, how you doing? You're cool. I'm cool. You're cool. We're cool. Everybody's cool. We're cool. We're a couple of cool guys. We're a couple of... Maybe we're exceptional dudes. Maybe. But one of the things he said to me was, and I paraphrase him because I can't check anything because he's gone. He's not there anymore. And I can't, the things he posted, at least on certain things here on Facebook, I can't comment because they're not there. I mean, I can't reference something he said. I can't quote him. I don't remember every word people say on the internet. Frick. I kind of remember what I say to some degree. But anyway, you need a reference. You need something to, you need to go to the source of the talk, the complaint, or the observation, or whatever, and say, here's what he said to me, and then I can express my thoughts on what he said to me. Since it's not there anymore, I can't do it. So maybe I should have just saved everything he said, and then in case something like this happened. But who thought? Who thinks? Who imagines that some guy would just like boom, all of a sudden, bang, slam the door in your face? After there was some friendly discussion or banter or friendly talk, pow kind of thing, like, oh yeah, and he was gonna do something for me, like give me something, or like a favor or a act of generosity, and I was willing to, and I appreciate that, but I guess that's not going to happen now because he unfriended me. Well, it's more like he blocked me because he's gone. I can't get to wherever he is on the internet, on Facebook. And anyway, what I'm saying is I think maybe the guy's just a bit arrogant. Just a bit. And a bit hypocritical. Because he said, you don't make any sense. Like, I said something in I have to admit, I have my own style of writing and expressing myself, and that's cool, because artists are kind of like inclined to be a little bit unique and kind of say things and do things and present things, their thoughts, their visions, their ideas, whatever, in a way that's particular to them. It's called style, a particular style. I have my style. I pretty much, I won't say invented my style, but I have developed my style of writing. And here's the thing. What I say is, I say it in English. I use English words. Pretty much words right out of the dictionary. It's not like you can't figure it out, what I said. But anyway, I'm hurt. I really am hurt. He just blocked me. Bingo, blocked me. I mean, it's something I'm like, it's too hard for him to try to decipher what I'm saying. Or, it shouldn't be that hard to understand what I said. You shouldn't have to, go through some sort of major research program or freaking read the entire dictionary in order to figure out what I said, because I spoke English. But I do have a lot of problems with people that, read what I say or even listen to me. And like now, for example, people listening to me, maybe now, they're saying, what the hell is he talking about? It's all English, and words mean what they mean. So, anyway, so the guy is condescending to me to some degree, mocking me, and now he's just freaking ignoring me. And I think, I'm insulted. Really? Again, I mean, that's the ultimate insult, isn't it? Just saying, you don't exist anymore, I'm not talking to you anymore, and that's it. You're done, you're gone, your history, you're nobody. And what? The ultimate insult. I mean, there are other reasons for blocking people, like they're abusive or they're threatening or something, whatever. Or they're just too stupid to talk to. Well, I don't think that's the case here. I mean, he's not stupid. I even invited him on this show to, do an interview with him because he's an interesting fellow. He composes music and stuff. I'm flabbergasted. I can't think of the thing. I'm just speechless. That's a rare occasion when I'm speechless. Trust me. I mean, that just doesn't happen much. But I know what I want to say, and I really want to say it, but I wanted to say it to him, because what's the point in telling you folks unless you're listening, Denny? I hope you are. But I'm just flabbergasted that you would. I'm talking to Denny now directly, even though Denny blocked me on Facebook. I mean, maybe he listens to my radio show. I hope he does. kind of hurt my feelings if you didn't. So basically what I'm saying is he said something and then I said something, and he what? He got mad at me because I said something about what he said? But then I'm not supposed to be insulted by something he said to me, about me? I mean, really? I mean, I'm just over. I gotta take a break. I'll be back in a minute. Back. I just wish he hadn't. I wish the stuff he said about me or to me or whatever didn't disappear, because I need to reference those things and I can't. It's frustrating. It really is frustrating. And I was going to private message him, on the side there, first privately, and I can't do that either because poof, he's gone. I don't know. Basically, I'm cut off. Cut off in mid-sentence. You know what I'm saying? And there's no excuse for that, really. I mean, that's just absurd. What the fuck's wrong with this guy? No reason for that. Seriously. I mean, it wasn't like I was, attacking you with freaking rocks and sticks and shit. I mean, it wasn't like I was threatening you in any way. I think what it is he just can't. I don't want to insult him, even if he's not listening. I don't want to insult him right now here. But that's just unbelievable. Seriously, it's unbelievable. But I have to believe it because I can't find him anymore. He's gone. He disappeared. He's blocked me. I'm like nobody to him. And I just can't believe that. Seriously. You can tell that I'm speechless because I'm going, I mean, and hum and blah, blah, blah. I just... It is frustrating. I mean, if he has a problem with me, let's just talk it through, because we're buds. We can discuss it. Anyway, there was a point where this arrogant guy is condescending to me or being arrogant to my face, and yet if I simply express my thoughts about what he said, not necessarily about him or his character, but just he said something and I considered what he said to be not particularly true or accurate or logical, whatever. So I responded. I made a comment. My comment was perfect. It was English. Words, after one after the other, words in a row. Then made sense. Most people, I would think, would think, hey, I understand what you said. Now, I admit there are a lot of people that don't understand some of the things I say because they're illiterate. And I can't believe that Denny is illiterate. I mean, seriously. Denny's illiterate? I don't think so. I just can't imagine this guy being illiterate. But, it's possible. And if that's true, then, I feel bad for him. But I'm pretty sure that what I said was quite clear, plain English. But I do have my own writing style. I put words together in a fashion that's kind of follows me as my talent or my abilities, my skills with words, and I do express myself sarcastically. Sometimes I'm kind of subtle, and occasionally I'm a little obtuse. But only those people that don't follow what I say, with the kind of receptive mind that takes it in and kind of lets it work in their brain, and they come to a point where I understand what you said. You said it in a rather in a rather unique way and very maybe colorful language or whatever. But it's cool. I mean, you don't just block someone because. Basically, what it is he said something to me, directly to me, that I found offensive. Now, granted, being offended doesn't make me a victim. It just, I'm a big boy. I can handle it. I don't like it, but I can deal with it. I'm not going to go kill myself over it. I'm not going to, you understand. I'm not going to, am I overreacting here? Probably. But I'm allowed. I'm just trying to say that the guy said something, and then the guy said something else, and the something else was insulting to me. Because, one, what he said is wrong. Is what I'm saying is he can't understand what I said, and yet I'm pretty sure even the common folk can understand me, what I said, in those particular examples. So he's saying, well, you're just too much trouble to try to talk to because, you just are talking babble or something, which is not true. I think it's probably a case of he doesn't understand me, and he doesn't understand my writing style, and he doesn't quite grasp nuance and metaphor and perhaps, like I said, I'm struggling here to come up with words. And I know in my mind, I can see what he said. I can hear it in my mind, what he said. But I can't remember it exactly enough to quote it verbatim. But I think it's just weird. People are, that's sensitive? And this is something that bothers me about people, is that there's a certain amount of hypocrisy going on here that just, it's at a level of just stupid. In other words, it's all right for him to insult me, but it's not all right for me to insult him back. That's a simplification. Perhaps an oversimplification. Because he insulted me and he doesn't even realize he insulted me. He doesn't realize that what he said was offensive and condescending and patronizing and so on. It's all right for him to do something, but it's not all right for me to do it, is what I'm saying. And that's just wrong. If I point this out, that, you're mad at me because I'm doing what you just did. I think that's probably weird, if you ask me. And we had this little discussion going here, and it's pretty much a public discussion, which I am privileged to be able to access. Not anymore, apparently. I've had a few people, kind of unfriend me, and I don't necessarily mean on Facebook, but just stop talking with me and go away and disappear and shit. Recently, like this past year, for example, it's happened before that, but this year I've had other people, like there was another fellow on Facebook, guy named Joe Salerno, and I'm name dropping, but I'm not saying anything bad about the guy, really. Not really bad. Just my observations here. Joe said some pretty stupid things, and he was wrong about certain things, and I just want to present my side of the situation, to express my thoughts on that, and they were contrary to what he said, but I have no tolerance, apparently. Some people just don't have any tolerance, and they have no sense of humor. They certainly can't recognize sarcasm and so forth, and irony. But they don't see the irony of themselves. Like, I think, for example, this guy, Denny, he anyway, it just kind of boggles the mind. And it just, I just don't know what to say. Well, I'm saying stuff now, but I'm just not getting to the point. I'm not being specific enough to satisfy myself. Actually, I think I said something, a comment about what he said. It just it goes back to what I said yesterday on the show. Is that people want to argue and bicker and argue and bicker and argue and bicker, and they want to debate, but they don't want to accept the consequences. They don't want to accept the process of debating, which comes to an end at some point, and then the debate's over, and then you come to a conclusion from the debate. You've heard both sides of the story, and then you decide which one of those stories is correct or accurate or right or true, based on the arguments that were presented from both sides. Because that's why you debate things, so you can come to a resolution of the question. It's like one side says yes, the other side says no. Well, one side says something to support his yes, and the other side says something to support his no. But both parties also have the capacity, or certainly have the right, in my opinion, to say something about the other guy's no, or the other guy's yes, depending on which position he's taking. It's sort of checks and balances in human relationships, and in conversational relationships. So there's a certain amount of give and take. It's just necessary. But at any rate, I'm very disappointed in Denny. I wish he hadn't blocked me. I think there was much to be gained from the relationship between us on the internet. I think we both could have gained and benefited from knowing each other and communicating with each other. But that's not going to happen now because he blocked me. Hopefully he comes to his senses and realizes what he's done and gives it a second chance. I don't mean me a second chance. I mean gives the process of communication a second chance. I really do. Because whatever could have been, it ain't going to happen because he's being oversensitive. And he's a guy that claimed to be not so oversensitive. Another one of those ironic things, like, I'm not sensitive, and then turn around and be sensitive. Just, Anyway, I don't get it sometimes. It just, like I said, it boggles my mind. I don't know how to think about it. Just, why would you act like that, Denny? I mean, seriously, why? Why is it all right for you to say something that I take as offensive to me, personally, and then I try to be accurate in my response to your statement, or you, for example, see if I can get this right. He said that what I said didn't make any sense to him. Well, I read what I wrote, and it made perfect sense to me. And I granted that I might not be a good judge of my own writing. It's my job to judge my writing. I'm a writer. I need to proofread what I read. I need to be, satisfied that what I said was exactly what I meant, and if the words are all the right words and express exactly what thought I was having at the time, then I'm good. But he said, it doesn't make sense. It's a lot of disjointed ideas or something, disjointed words that don't make any sense. That's just not true. And Denny, if you're listening, understand this. You got it wrong, pal. Seriously. Because, your inability to understand what I said is rather clear here. I don't think this is a matter of me talking babblish. I think this is a case of you not understanding English. I think that's pretty much the bottom line. Did I understand what he said? Absolutely. It's sort of my occupation. I would say job, but I don't get paid for this. But it's sort of my job to analyze what people say and find the good and the bad, the right and the wrong, the accuracy of their statement, the logicalness of their statement, and serve in a response to that person, what they said, in such a way that might be beneficial to them if they actually were paying attention. Like, I would do this to perfect strangers if necessary. I will try to help you understand what you apparently don't understand. I will try to express it better. I don't block them just because they don't understand. I don't. Follow me? I mean, if he says something and I don't understand what he said, I might ask him to clarify that. Could you say that in a different way to make it a little bit clearer to me? I think that's just common courtesy. If I'm interested, and I am, usually. And even though I believe 100% in freedom of speech, the right to say what you want in whatever way you want, whatever way you're capable, it just seems to me that if you're going to have a conversation with someone, that they should probably try a little harder to understand you. If you say something, it's a little bit more convoluted than you are used to. Kind of step out of your comfort zone here and give it a shot. Try to comprehend something that's maybe over your head or beyond your experience up to now, or is not spoken in common gibberish, which is pretty much what English is anymore. Except when I use it. I don't speak babble. Just the opposite of babble. And for someone to tell me, I don't understand what you said, it doesn't make any sense. To me, that doesn't make any sense. Why would he say that? Makes perfect sense. So anyway, I'm disappointed in Denny. It's not the first time I've been disappointed in people. It happens quite often. You meet someone, you have a few words, introduce yourself, get to know each other a little bit, and understand the person's style, a way of talking, and the way they think about things. And you absorb some new ideas, perhaps, or at least hear some other points of view about a particular issue or something. You know what I'm saying? And then you try to, develop that relationship, if it's a conversational relationship or on the internet. You don't just go off half-cocked and I'm going to block you. He didn't even really warn me he was going to block me. He just did. I mean, he said, something there at the end that kind of indicated that to be honest with you, I had no idea he was going to block me, even when I read the last thing he said, which is, just, like I said, it just boggles the mind. I wish Denny would come back, put me back to, let's get back to this and go on and try to have some balls, for Christ's sake. All right, I'm going to take a minute here and gather some thoughts. 45 minutes sure goes fast when I'm talking, when I'm on a roll. And I was kind of bumping along there, I admit that, for the past half hour. But let me just read this. This is what I posted on Facebook. I am truly disappointed in Denny. Of course, it's not the first time I've been disappointed in someone. But there simply wasn't any reason for him to react the way he did. I thought we had become buds, pals, internet chums. I guess not. I must say, it sort of hurts, him blocking me like that. Just boom, all of a sudden. Over what? Some words? Words that he apparently didn't understand. Then again, he did say that my words made no sense to him. What does that say about him? I mean, I understood what he said. Everything he said. Did I have any problems interpreting what he said by the words that he used? Nope. I might have been a little confused about some of the points he was trying to make because maybe he didn't make his points clearly enough, but I didn't block him because of it. I simply would ask him, could you explain further? I may have not said it that way, but that's basically what I was saying to him. Like, huh? I think it's common in the world today, the world of the internet, for people to misunderstand, to misinterpret things, as if things need to be interpreted. I mean, words mean what they mean. So you say the words you mean, and you mean it. And if you don't know what you're saying, then we shouldn't say it. In his case, I don't... Seriously, people. Ooh, sorry. So, at any rate, if he doesn't change his mind, if that's the way it's going to be, that's fine, but it's kind of sad. I do think, though, to be honest with you, I think he's just a little bit of an arrogant person, a little snobbish. I think he thinks he's smarter than he really is. And yet he accuses me of thinking that I'm, there is something kind of sad in all that. Maybe it's just a clash of personalities. Maybe his personality and my personality are kind of maybe too much alike. Maybe our ideas are a little opposite or different, but maybe we've got the same kind of personality. But he would tell me things like, you should not be so arrogant. You should maybe try to be a little bit more humble. There again, here's a guy who can dish it out to me and apparently can't take it when it comes back at him. That's really sad. It really is. And it's difficult sometimes to express my thoughts about that kind of thing because I don't think it helps. I don't think they're not going to pay attention. They're not going to get it. It's sort of like these people over on Quora.com who are arrogant, self-righteous hypocrites. And they get kind of upset. Well, the management of Quora has notified me several times, a couple times, telling me that, I'm not playing nice. In other words, I'm not using the words that they want me to use. And I just, excuse me, if it's free speech and we're having a conversation here and we're expressing our thoughts, then I have a right to express mine. And if you don't like them, then that's part of the whole deal, isn't it? If you say something that I decide is gibberish, then I certainly have the right to point that out. If you say something that's just downright wrong, and I can look at what you said and figure out, oh, well, there's a flaw in his logic here. Because, one thing, it's not logical. And, of course, it helps to know what is logical and what isn't. And the process by which we conclude that something is logical or illogical. Bottom line, I think he thinks he's better than me. I think he thinks that he's he said that I should probably not be self-promoting. And I am a shameless self-promoter. And not just for myself as a personality, but the ideas that I express. Anyway. Like I said, Denny, come to your senses. Put me back on your conversation list there, and let's continue. Let's develop some balls here, my friend, and suck up to it. I mean, suck it up. Not suck it up too. I mean, just if you're going to be in the public forum, you've got to be able to take it as well as dish it, is what I'm saying. Particularly if what you said, Denny, what you said about me is not true. What I said about you apparently is true. And I hate to be proven right by default, simply because you blocked me. So how are you ever going to know what I'm thinking? And how will you ever get it? How can I express it differently so in a way maybe you could understand it if you're just not going to listen to me anymore? You don't exist. You're done. You're gone. Bye-bye. I'm out of here. And so it's his loss, truly. Well, it's my loss too, because I thought there was something to be gained from the relationship. So anyway, I'll let it go for now, but it just... My kingdom for a horse. Sense. Someone with horse sense. Duh. Anyway. Talk to you guys later. And Denny, best wishes. And I'm going to miss our conversations. Talk to you later, folks.